Imagine being arrested for a suspicious death, and the hoodie you're wearing says, "I will put you in a trunk and help people look for you." Sounds like something out of a bad horror movie, right? But this was real life, and it happened in small-town Texas. So the question is, was this just a disturbing coincidence, or something much darker? Stay with me because this story takes a turn that no one expected. It starts in Azle, Texas. Quiet, suburban, the kind of place where people know their neighbors and big crimes don't usually make headlines. But on January 11th, 2026, that calm shattered. Inside a residence in Azle, police discovered the body of 37-year-old Margaret Pennington. From the very beginning, investigators didn't call it natural. They didn't even call it an accident. They used one word that instantly raises red flags: suspicious. Details were scarce, but authorities made it clear. Something about Margaret's death didn't sit right. No cause of death was released. No immediate explanation. Just an open investigation, and a growing sense that this was more than it appeared. Margaret Pennington wasn't just a name in a police report. She was a daughter, a friend, someone deeply loved. Born in Florida, Margaret was described as creative, sentimental, and full of personality. She loved baking, crocheting, music, genealogy, little things that connect us to our past. She collected vintage items because, to her, history mattered. Friends and family remembered her as spunky, quick-witted, funny, small in stature but with a presence you couldn't ignore. The kind of person who left an impression just by being in the room. And then suddenly, she was gone. As investigators worked behind the scenes, another name started circulating quietly: Cruz Dean Wanser. At first, police didn't call him a suspect. They were careful with their words. Instead, they labeled him a person of interest. And in true crime, we all know that usually means someone is very much on law enforcement's radar. Then came January 15th. That's when everything escalated. After days of searching, authorities tracked Wanser down. Multiple agencies were involved: the Azle Police Department, Texas DPS Criminal Investigations, the Texas Rangers, the U.S. Marshals, and the Parker County Special Crimes Unit. This wasn't a routine arrest. This was a coordinated takedown. Wanser was officially taken into custody. But what shocked the internet, and honestly, seasoned investigators, wasn't just the arrest itself. It was what he was wearing. In his booking photo, Wanser stood there in a blue hoodie. Across the front, written in bold white letters, was a message so chilling it felt unreal. "I will put you in a trunk and help people look for you." And underneath, in italics, "Stop playing with me." Let that sink in for a second. A man connected to a suspicious death, arrested, and he shows up wearing that. People immediately ask the same question: who in their right mind wears something like that? Especially at a moment like this? Was it arrogance? A sick joke? Or something even more disturbing? The charges against Wanser added even more layers to the mystery. He wasn't formally charged with murder, at least not yet. Instead, he was booked on charges including tampering with or fabricating physical evidence with the intent to impair a human corpse. On top of that, police added possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance, possession of a controlled substance, and a parole violation. Investigators still haven't publicly confirmed Wanser's exact relationship to Margaret Pennington. They also haven't released how she died. The cause of death is still pending, and police have been tight-lipped as the investigation continues. And here's where it gets unsettling. Despite the disturbing hoodie, despite the charges, despite being a fugitive before his arrest, authorities have stopped short of officially naming Wanser as the killer. Which means one thing: there's more they're still uncovering. Margaret's loved ones are now left waiting for answers, waiting for justice. But what happened inside that Azle home on January 11th? Right now, those answers remain locked inside an ongoing investigation. And cases like this remind us of something chilling. Sometimes the scariest warnings aren't whispered. They're written right in front of us. If you found this case disturbing, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and make sure to like, subscribe, and stay right here, because some mysteries refuse to stay buried.